2 minutes past 10 a.m. Central African time. Welcome back. You are tuned into News and Views on Salam Media. My name is Zaid Jadwat, standing in for Inayat Wadi this morning. And I'm actually quite glad to leave the negativity behind because this morning's show has been intense, with discussions about load shedding and then over to discussions about the state of policing. Professor Barry de Haas warning that that is actually the greatest threat to South Africans at the moment. And then, of course, other conversations, Prince Harry and his book, Spare. Um, all of that really intense this morning. And I'm glad to leave that behind, at least for now, to cross over to a KZN student, Mzamo Mbhele, who has developed a data-free app to help young job seekers find work. Extremely important and exciting work. Good morning and welcome to the show, Mzamo.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right,
Hello.
so some very exciting developments. You've created a data-free app to help young job seekers find work. This, of course, in an extremely difficult economic climate. But I think before we discuss your app and what exactly you're doing there, let's speak about your interest in IT software development. What has made you pursue a career in that field?
Well, my love for tech space started when I was way younger. Uh, I remember back when I was 11 or 12. I used to have my uncle repair phones, and PCs, and that's where I kind of got this love for the tech space. You understand? And as I got older, I got more interested into the software parts, how things run, how softwares like StreamYard work. You understand?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so then I decided to actually pursue my passion for software development in Mangosuthu, which is
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the tech space is something that scares a lot of people, especially when it comes to
hello. Can you
coding
hear me?
and all sorts of. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, as I was just saying, I mean, the tech space is something that can be quite complex to people who don't really understand what's going on there, especially with coding. And I always say to people I speak about these sort of things, people in this particular field, I always say big brains because I'm sure it takes a lot to be able to do these amazing stuff. Your app has since gained more than 40,000 users. It's called JobX, and it's a zero-rated app that allows job seekers to use the app without having any data. Tell us more about your app. Zamo, can you hear me?
Okay, so the main objective for work to help them find employment opportunities. Understand? And while helping them, also help them find these opportunities without actually spending any money. Understand? Because currently, when when you want to do a
Okay.
CV, you need to go to a per page. You understand? So now I took that into account when I was creating the app. So now we can actually build your CVs on the app for free. You can scan your documents on the app for free, and you can actually find job opportunities on the app for free without using any data or paying any fees. Understand? So the main objective of JobX is actually
Mhm.
help the struggling youth who are trying to find work, to help them find these job opportunities, apply to them without actually spending any money whatsoever.
Okay. Talk to us about the efforts that went behind creating this app. Of course, on one hand, you've got the complexities of developing software. That's one thing. And that is obviously getting listed on the App Store, the Play Store, the various platforms where in which you could actually list your app. And then, of course, the data free aspect of it. How did you manage to pull this off?
Well, it took me about 6 months to actually work around the everything, making sure everything is actually working together. So the data free communicates with the telecom companies, actually making agreement that's okay, we're gonna do the reverse billing on the app. So whenever a person uses, I will actually pay for their internet, and for putting it up on the platform available for download. That was a bit tricky, but I do manage to do all this because of student residences. It's kind of
Okay.
helping me
So,
to
of
actually
course, you pulled
sustain
all
the
of
app
this
and
off.
actually crave
Yeah.
some obstacles.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you managed to pull this off also while studying. And as you mentioned earlier on, this app actually allows people to build professional CVs. It allows them to save it as PDFs, and it allows users to scan their documents using their phone camera and save them as PDF documents.
Yes.
Have you been able to collaborate with any recruiters, or how does this work? How does the app work? Who's involved? What's happening
Yes.
here?
Yes. Okay. So what I normally do on a daily basis is I would contact a recruiter for any company, and then first I will need to verify with the company that indeed this person is recruiting for them. Once we have that, I actually upload all their all their information on the app, so that they can be available. That's okay. Someone so and so is looking for people to do so and so. You understand? And then people can actually apply on the app.
Yeah. And of course, this was launched in November. It has since gained more than 40,000 users. How do you feel about the success of your app?
Uh, it feels exciting, but also it feels overwhelming overwhelming because turning to me for guidance, like really. So now I really need to make the it just shifted. It's turned my world upside down in a good way. You understand? Now I need to actually focus on the app and actually improve it. Make sure people will really get
Yeah.
employed. Understand? Double check my recruiters. Understand all these things.
Okay. And where do you see the app going in the near future? Mzamo, are you with us? Okay. And I think we've lost Mzamo there, having a difficult connection. But of course, extremely exciting and encouraging and welcome news, and something to keep us positive. Of course, amidst extremely high levels of youth unemployment. In fact, the latest figure sitting at around 64% among youth. So, JobX, it's the app that has been developed by Mzamo Mbhele, a student at the Mangosuthu University, speaking to us about his data free app to help young job seekers find work. We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much to Mzamo and to the listeners for joining us this morning. Next up is Juz 20 by Sheikh Ahmed Al Ajmi.